What's going on, everybody? It's Afro Think Tank. Do you want to know what it looks like when a European colonizing savage barbarian country like France is no longer allowed to run and operate and finance their countries off the teat of the African continent? Do you want to know what happens when Africa takes their shit back? Do you want to know what it looks like? Because I'm about to show you. Because France has collapsed. Keep in mind, these same white folks that always say, oh, how come the Africans can't get their economies together? Because them savage, thieving ass pieces of shits were stealing everything. Until these new Africans, These new Africans said, fuck you, taking our shit back. And what the fuck you gonna do about it? Nothing. You see, when Africa stands up, the West falls. And it's happening. It's not about to happen. It's not a concept. The shit is happening. So all you African Americans who say, hey, what's Africa doing today? This is what the fuck is they doings. You understand? And this is the consequence. This is beyond the canary in the coal mine. The canary in the coal mine was South Africa. Okay? This shit is happening. Black power is rising. In Europe, the fucking Neanderthals are fucking falling. And what happens when France got to do everything on their own? What happens when France got to finance this economy on their own? What happens when France got to produce shit on their own? Guess what? They fucking can't do it. And who do they take from? Who do the rich people in suits always take from when they can't take from somebody else? They take from their own people, like a bunch of blood-sucking savages. And the people are saying, fuck that shit. And they got this protest going on. And you see, look, when France protests, they fuck shit up. All right? And we keep in mind, when I'm talking about France, I'm talking about the government, not the people. The people ain't got shit to do with this. We talking about the white men in suits who run and operate France, you know, off the blood of and off the soil and off the resources of Africa. What you're going to see is the result. What's happening. I'll guarantee you, CNN ain't going to talk about this shit. Fox ain't going to talk about this shit. MSNBC ain't gonna talk about none of this shit. No, this shit ain't gonna be nowhere. But it doesn't matter if they don't show you because it's still fucking happening. That's the great thing about the real world. You see, just because they don't plaster it all over for everybody else to know what's happening, guess what? It's still happening. France's government has collapsed. You hear what I'm saying? France's government has collapsed. The people are burning the streets. They got this protest, block everything. Because what's the government gonna do? Raise the retirement age, take more taxes from the people, take away holidays, take away austerity measures. The same thing that happened in Greece is about to happen in France. And I'm happy for it. I'm happy to see it. I'm excited. And I can't wait for it to happen to Germany. I can't wait for it to finish happening in England. I can't wait for it to finish happening in all these savage, nasty-ass, so-called independent European garden countries that think they did anything on their goddamn own, when in fact, all they did was steal from other people who already had it. So now let them stand up on their own with their own bootstraps and pull themselves up. Anyway, tell me what you think in the comment section. It's Afro Think Tank. Learn something, teach something. I'm out.
Here at the Porte de Montreuil in eastern Paris, one of the major axes that leads into the center of the French capital. The atmosphere has been tense since the early morning. Demonstrators lit rubbish bins on fire and also tried to barricade roads such as these with different obstacles. Qu'est-ce que vous en pensez?
Bah, dans un sens, ils ont raison. Faut faire quelque chose.
But police who are deployed in large numbers have been dismantling obstacles as soon as they appear and chasing the protesters away. Elsewhere in the capital, the demonstrators burst onto the Paris Ring Road, the busiest highway in Europe, attempting to block traffic. But once again, police intervened quite quickly to chase them away. Today's mobilization is known as Block Everything, and it's part of a nationwide day of protests and strikes. The goal is to disrupt transport, schools, and daily life in general across France to try to increase pressure on the government. Just 2 days after Prime Minister François Bayrou's government collapsed due to his unpopular and austere 2026 budget plan.
C'est de la provoque pure, c'est du foutage de gueule, si je me permets. C'est tout à fait contre notre volonté. On ne veut pas un gouvernement de droite, on ne veut pas Sébastien Lecornu, on ne voulait pas Bayrou, on ne voulait pas Barnier. Pourquoi toujours prendre ces décisions qui sont contre nous? Et il le sait, et il déstabilise le gouvernement totalement. Et même sur une échelle internationale, il déstabilise le pouvoir du gouvernement en France, parce que tout le monde est divisé.
And while police presence has so far limited the impact here in Paris, well, more demonstrations and actions are planned throughout the day, not only in Paris, but across the whole country.
are outside the Gare du Nord train station in Paris, one of hundreds of locations across the country today where people are gathering and protesting to bring France at a standstill. Who are they? They are students, they are railway workers, doctors, people from all ages and all backgrounds, and they are angry. They are calling for different things, but the common thread here is deep anger directed at Emmanuel Macron's government. They resent being asked to make sacrifices when those they describe as the ruling elite, they say, grow increasingly disconnected from their daily lives and their daily struggles.
Some big international developing story, massive protests in France. Here are the details. So the citizens are so mad because the president, Emmanuel Macron, appointed a new Prime Minister, Sébastien Lecornu, who's set to start working today. And that is after the former Prime Minister, François Bayrou, was ousted after facing a vote of no confidence in Parliament. Why was he ousted? Well, he was ousted because he was pushing a budget that was going to see public spending cut by 44 billion euros. What's the current situation? Now, traffic paralyzed on major highways across the country and no business going on in major cities and towns across the country. In the capital, Paris, around 159 have already been arrested, and we are barely around 5 hours into the protests. So what's next for the president, Emmanuel Macron? Well, he will be hoping that this time round, with a new voice and face to push it, the budget is going to sail through in parliament, but it is not guaranteed that that is going to quell public discomfort, and ultimately he may need to step down.
Protests are happening in Paris and throughout France right now. I'm telling my clients to be aware, to be alert, know that disruptions may happen. Just today, the train station at Gare du Nord, protesters blocked portions of that area off. Police are out in force. There are major anti-government, anti-police, and general protests that are happening, coordinated protests that are happening throughout the country, right? So that means that if you are traveling in Paris, other major cities, prepare yourselves for disruption. It is the Block Everything protest, and they are indeed blocking everything. Now, I am not in Paris right now. I'm actually in the U.S. visiting family, but I'm telling clients to prepare for major disruption today. I have prepared them dealing for major disruptions on public transportation, just in general, your favorite museums, activities. There may be some issues. So if you see protests, support them if you choose to, but I suggest you go the other direction. Protests usually mean there will be fighting, police presence, tear gas, perhaps the potential for violence. Nobody wants that to happen during their vacation. So you can support the protesters in other ways, but you joining a protest on your vacation or your travels abroad is not suggested as an American. Again, we know the French have a long history of protests. Baby, they will fuck some shit up, okay? So you do not want to be in the middle of that. If you see anything happening, please head the opposite direction, all right? Right now, just be prepared for major disruptions on the road, major disruptions on public transport, major disruptions in places that you may not even expect. Because, listen, they will mess some things up. So, respect it, and please go in the opposite direction. There's another protest planned for, I believe, September 18th, and that could potentially be larger of impacting flight travel. So, either get to France or wherever you're going before then, change or modify your travel plans if at all possible, make some alternate routes, if this does become a disruption for flights, but also know that trains may be impacted as well. So be careful if you're traveling anywhere in France today, right? Know that there may be some potential for protests, potential for public disruptions. You will see a heavy police and military presence.
France is on the edge of collapse. Its government just fell apart. The prime minister was thrown out in a no confidence vote, making him the third to go down in just 1 year. That's not just instability, that's a crisis. Here's why. France owes over 3.3 trillion euros, more than its entire economy produces in a year. Imagine owing more money than you even make. That's where they're at. The government tried to slash nearly 44 billion euros, even canceling national holidays. But people were furious, and then protests erupted, and the whole plan got shut down. Now, France is stuck. The left, the center, the far right won't work together. Macron has to pick yet another prime minister, but nobody thinks the next one will last. And it's boiling over in the streets. A movement called Bloquons Tout, which means let's block everything, is pushing for a nationwide strike this week to literally shut down the entire country. The bottom line, France isn't in flames yet, but its politics are broken and its debt is crushing. And if they don't find a way out soon, the fallout could spread across all of Europe. Follow for more breakdowns like this, because what's happening in France today is a warning sign for tomorrow.
Free Sudan! Boycott diamonds and gold! Free Sudan. Boycott diamonds and gold. We most definitely cannot forget about the people of Sudan.
Wait. Before you go, for all my subscribers and philanthropists out there, I'm building a solar power community water bowl system in Nigeria. It's going to cost between $5,000 and $6,000. I'm trying to raise money. If you want to participate and help me build this solar power water system, please donate to the Cash App and put solar water in the notes. Solar water in the notes. I'll put PayPal, Stripe, and Zelle. Anyway, thank you. That's all I got to say. It's Afro Think Tank. Learn something, teach something. I'm out. Thanks for watching Afro Think Tank. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. And follow me on Substack and Patreon for more content. Remember, it's Pan-Africanism or nothing.